Hey, Drizzy, explain what the locker room is. So, what the locker room is, I'm going to pause it here. For you newer viewers in the chat, the locker room is a pro analysis where, from a coaching perspective, I'm going to go through the map, how teams play it in a certain way, what they could do differently, core concepts. So, when you guys are watching it, you guys can then implement it into your own gameplay. Like, why are pro players doing a certain thing? You know what I'm saying? So, you guys have like a big insight onto like how the game is played at the highest level. Not everything, don't get me wrong, it's not going to be everything, but enough so you guys can get top 250, iridescent, that sort of stuff. And we can ask questions, you guys interact, you guys get involved, that sort of stuff. Does the person who talks have a COD ring? No, he has a ring here, but it's not the COD ring. Protocol. So I don't want to do protocol. The reason why I don't want to do protocol is with the new patch, I don't have up-to-date footage. So, because the spawns have changed, the flow and how you play certain situations has also changed. Is mayonnaise an instrument? But because of that, I don't necessarily want to do so until EWC. Drizzy means a lot, brother. Your comments genuinely mean a lot, and I'm passionate about this shit. I'm passionate about teaching. I'm passionate about learning. So, to be honest, I'll give you an insight. This isn't the first year this has been a thing. Based on, so to give you guys a bit of context, and this has been a thing for a very long time now. It's not consistently been this bad. On Modern Warfare 2 it was bad. World War 2 it was bad. And I believe Vanguard was bad. So, CDL era onwards, when you play on a server, so pros, we can choose our servers. We can choose what server we want to scrim on. We have a selection. On Codcaster, server select, we can choose a server. Each location will have sub-servers in that, and some of the sub-servers can slightly differ. So it was the thing on Modern Warfare 2 with hotel control and CeeLo control, based on what server you were on, gave you a slightly different like say spawn thresholds, spawn limits, and then positioning of the spawns and so on and so forth. Same thing with World War 2. I believe it was the same thing with Black Ops 4 to an extent. Modern Warfare 2 was the same. Vanguard had some differences like that. It's been a thing for a while. All right, chat. Are we locked in? Are we ready to go? Yeah. So you guys feel free. At any point, if you guys want to interrupt, ask questions, feel free to do that. So for you guys who are here for the Abizi breakdown will be in an hour. So we'll watch Faze first. We'll see what they do good. Take some things that we can take away from Faze, and then from that we'll focus on Tyler Abizi, on how he plays his SMG. And he had a blinder on this hard point. I'm fucking ready. And for you guys as well, Drizzy as well, make sure you check out my YouTube channel. I upload all of the locker rooms on my YouTube channel here. This will also be uploaded on my YouTube too. Right, here we go. Nice. Okay, all we're doing, we're focusing on both teams here. Let's lock the fuck in. Nice. Okay. I like how Faze are playing it. So chat, for your newer viewers, what I'll do is I will start asking you guys questions. There's no wrong answer. Don't be afraid to be wrong. We're here to learn. The whole reason for this is to get you guys interacting, get you guys learning. If I ask you questions and you come up with the answers yourself, that's how you learn at a more efficient rate. Rather than me sitting here giving you a lecture, I know what the answer is. I'm trying to help you discover the answer. So, for my regulars in the chat, when it comes to Hacienda P1, after you get a clean wave, what do you want to do? What is the flow? What is the process? What is the game plan when it comes to Hacienda P1? To give you a bit of a clue. So, let's say we're Faze in this situation. Right? So, we want to see if the vibes are right. But from a Hacienda P1 perspective, from a flow perspective, once you're making kills, what is the general game plan? I'm interested to see what you guys, if you guys can remember. We've not done Hacienda in a very long time. Get to the hybrid spot and force spawns to one side of the map. Okay, anyone else want to answer? Feel free, guys. There's no wrong answers here. Well, there are, but don't be afraid to make a mistake. And then once we get into it, I'll explain to you how we want to approach a P1. I'd flip the spawn to get control of B-bomb site area. Something about getting crossfires set up top as well. Okay. What about you, Zavi? What do you reckon? Warlord, what do you reckon? High Caffeine Dev, what do you reckon? Nick, Flow Vengeance, Mirror, Cynical, Lewis, Liquid, Alibi, what do you guys reckon? Make sure nobody is taking a well route. Okay, good answer, Unique. I think that's a very good answer. Push out one side, take top control, hold hybrid positions. Okay, so I like the answers from you guys thus far, right? The way you want to play this P1. Me as the vibes guy, I was trying to get top holds control and trying to play proactive for P2. Now, this is for the first 30 seconds of the hill. I mean, for the first 30 seconds, right? So currently there's 34 seconds of the hill, right? When it comes to soaking time, when you get a clean wave or when you get a clean set of kills, right, based on whatever progression you have, you want to make sure you're playing hard on one side and soft on the other. Almost like a triangle in this way. Ideally, end goal, best case scenario, is you're playing aggressive here and playing almost like passive here. Again, the triangle is still the same. You're playing hard on one side, you're playing soft on the other. The reason for this here, chat, is based on whichever side you're pushing out, you will give them that specific spawn, right? If you've pushed out on this side, then you're going to spawn them boat. If you've pushed out on this side alone, you're going to spawn them tin. And if you've pushed out on both sides while you're blocking, you're going to spawn them back garden, right? Now, the whole reason why we want to play in essentially this is a concept for most hills on the map. You want to push hard on one side and you want to play soft on the other. The reason for that is you're creating, based on the teammates refilling these hybrid positions and these power positions, is from a macro perspective, you're creating natural crossfires on all way. When you're the blue team and you have to clear plat and you have to clear these corners, it gives you the ability to help him from multiple different angles. By playing hard on one side, by playing soft on the other, you then understand what routes they can take based on where you're spawning them. You understand the timings of such routes, and based on the locations that you're filling or the hybrid spots that you're refilling, you can then help each other and react based off the information. So that's why you'll see teams push out one side of the map, use their free life, and then the rest of the teammates are in hybrid spots to then bounce off that and help off that. As long as this guy can do whatever he wants, as long as he's communicating it, because this guy's in a safety net position, this guy's in a safety net position, and this guy's obviously in a safety net position. Yeah, we want to make him funnel. So good answers here, guys. So look how Draws is playing it here. He has a free life, but he's getting active with it. This is really good from Draws here. So Draws is showing you an excellent example of using your free life. It allows to use process of elimination. Yes, Tom, very good. That's essentially all Call of Duty comes down to, is anticipation and process of elimination. Now right here, Draws does a fantastic job. We talk about timings, but generally speaking, when you kill someone, how long does it take for them to get back into play? Respawn timer. You count down on the respawn timer. And once you have that feeling, the more you play Call of Duty, the more you understand how long it takes for people to spawn in, so on and so forth, right? When you kill someone, you have an idea. Your gut tells you exactly, like you're naturally looking at the minimap and figuring out where they're spawning. You're using a combination of your scoreboard, your kill feed, and internal timings. Like, okay, I've just killed you. When you do it a million times, your gut sense, your feeling is going to tell you, okay, I'm looking at my minimap, he's spawning here, right? And then based on where you know exactly where they're spawning, you have an idea of how long it takes for people to take a particular route. Based on a particular spawn, there are certain routes which are quicker than others. So for example, relative to your position, right? Let's say you're here and you're spawning him here, right? The quickest route he can take to get into a fight is this. No, it's this, then this, then this. Yeah, exactly. And the more you play, and the more you get in these positions, the more your anticipation and then your process of elimination becomes sharper and sharper and sharper. When you're like, okay, I don't see anyone taking the quickest route possible off spawn, so this is what timings are. Timings are what is the quickest route someone can take off spawn relative to your position to get into a gunfight with you. If I know after a while, okay, I know he's spawned in and it's going to take him some sort of, I don't know, let's say 3 seconds in this case to challenge you from here, and you don't see him after a while, you can then use process of elimination to be like, right, he's either done this or he's done some variation like this, right? So that's essentially the basics of process of elimination and timings, and using process of elimination to predict where people are going to be. Now, in this situation specifically, Draz had a free life. The reason why Draz had a free life is he's the furthest pushed out in this setup after a clean wave, so he can play active for information. He can either play his spot to play his guarantee for the first kill, or he can play active for information for his teammates to then do something off that. You saw how he doesn't, in this case, after a while he realized, right, I don't see anything, so I'm going to try and get specific information. The reason why your free life is so important here, chat, is because it gets you specific information for your teammates to then reinforce wherever is necessary to then play a trade. So right here, Draza does a fantastic job of not playing his life too hard, getting active for information for then sell and simp to do something off that. And then because of what Draz does, so let's ignore number 2 for a second here, chat. Because of what Draz has done, Cell gets a free trade basically on Dylan Rex here. Okay, let's see how they play this here. Yep. So they're trying to play for new. Nice, good try. Nice. Alright, chat, my question to you guys. Using the minimap as a reference, there is 12 seconds left. From a FaZe perspective, what do you think I like about what these two have done? And give me a reason why. Give me a reason why based on this guy's positioning. What do you based on what's happening on the map, what do you think I like about what these two have done? Any ideas right here, chat? Just look at 6 and 5's positioning. Look at 7's positioning. Look at the time on the clock, and then look at how many kills have been made. Put them together and give me a reason why you think this is good from FaZe. They go new and they know they are fighting for spawns P2. Okay, let's go into more detail. I want you guys right now to put yourself in aBeZy's shoes, right? Draz and aBeZy are aping the rotation to kill routes. A good 3-1 break. Good answer, but it's not the one that I'm necessarily looking for. I'm gonna give you another 1 more minute for you guys to have an idea here. What you think it could be. And then we'll start to think like a pro player in this situation here, okay? They are assuring they don't get deep spawns, trying to assure if team dies, they spawn back for lobby. The question is, Skill, welcome back, is there's 12 seconds left. What do you think I like about what these two do here? And it's in relation, to give you guys a tip, it's in relation to him, and this. So give me the macro, and then give me the micro. I'll give you, Skill, I will give you 30 seconds This really splits a pro from the non-pro. Whoa. Yeah. So here is the answer. They are cutting off the map knowing this. Okay, that's one of the answers, right? So, good answers. First of all, situational awareness. Reading parallels and knowing that Simply's lobby already gives them only 2 options for Carolina. Rock. Now, Sky, now we're thinking. Now we are thinking, right? Now we're thinking like a pro. I'm going to keep it even more simpler. What is the situation on the time? 12 seconds left, right? There's 12 seconds left. They need to play for new. What is the situation that these two are spawning into? Look at where they spawn, right? That tells you, look at 7's positioning and look at where they spawn. That tells you there's at least a parallel or somebody's in this area at the very least, minimum, right? Now, let's look at it from FaZe's perspective on how they want to play this situation. 7, Simp in this situation has progression. He is counter-blocking, meaning he is denying the blue team from spawning on this side of the map, which is forcing the parallels in the first place. But he's also got progression. Gwyn aside, 7 is playing for some sort of progression, meaning that 6 and 7 can keep it simple, use that progression, and help fight and help trade for new. The reason why I really like what these two have done is that this is what we call hive minding. Hive minding is a concept where these two players are doing the same thing to achieve the same goal or outcome. So right here, them two go together to use the progression that Simp has in order to trade out the kills with 12 seconds left to force a spawn out in either of these positions relative to where they are. Possibly even here, because they've got no map progression, right? They're trying to group up, use their kills, get into P2, use that progression, trade out, and then force Carolina to spawn out. That is why this is such, and this is in the moment. This is such on the fly decision making. This is what I really like about what FaZe have done here. And because of that, it opens up a timing for 6. It opens up a timing for Abizi to then also hold progression. Okay, chat. Now, question for you guys is what is 5 going to be screaming here? When 5 spawns well, what is he going to be screaming? What should he be saying to the guys here? That they lobby? Not necessarily lobby, but they're both sides. They're going to be front and they're going to be back. So in that case, when he gets that well spawn, so put yourself in Abizi's shoes, he's just got 2 kills. He's got 2 kills. You're now in technically a 3 versus 2. You're looking for 2 more. What Abizi does well here is he's trying to buy time. He's not what's good, so serious, how do you fella? He's not rushing out to force a play in this situation, right? What he's trying to do is he knows he's in a 3v2, but he's not doing too much. He's doing his 25%. He is waiting and trying to play info on where Dylan is and where Slasher is. He has a general idea of where they're going to be. You're using prediction. You're using process of elimination to have like a vague idea of where they're going to be. But what he's doing is he's letting the game come to him in order to bring them two into the fight. Technically, it was a 4 versus 2. Oh, not really. It was a 3 versus 2. And so look how he plays it here. And look how tremendously well FaZe have played it. This is where you keep the game stupid simple, right? Understand, chat, when you're playing in ranked, understand the situation you're in. This is why kill feed and counting names and numbers is very, very important. They're in a 3v2. You want to try and go 1 for 1 and trade. This is the efficiency aspect of playing Call of Duty. But it's about understanding where you get your kills. Right here, this side of the map is the priority for FaZe because that's where they already have map control and that's where they already have progression. Abizi could have very well done this. I've seen it in ranked. But the thing is, they don't have control. They haven't established control. And the way you establish control is by trading and being efficient towards the time. By Abizi not doing too much, and coming back to help his teammate, look how they take the 3 versus 1. And this is what I have preached to my LAG team the entire year, is once you get in these numbers advantaged situations, in order to play the game efficient, you can cut lanes from the time. Wherever you get specific information of where enemies are going to be, you have to take the fights together. Look at how they take the fights together here. Look at how Faze, and this is not an Abizi breakdown, but coincidentally, look at Abizi just running out with his teammates to fight at the same time, because he understands that that is the most efficient kill in this moment in time. Yeah, Dylan Rex could come around and kill Cell, but then they're still going to be in a 2 versus 1 once they kill him and they turn around. And then 5 is in a position to then refill where is necessary. Look at him. And then look at him refilling in based on the setup. And chat, once you get a clean wave, so my whole point of this entire yapping is you want to use your numbers when you don't have control. That is step 1, right? When you use your numbers and you're playing to trade, that is how you're being efficient, by using the least amount of kills possible in trying to get hill control. Faze have used the least amount of kills possible to secure P2. Once you then get a clean wave, you can then set up. And once you're set up, you can then put yourself in hybrid positions to play the first kill of the next wave. Everyone is then responsible for a lane, responsible for cutting a lane, to let the game come to you, play information, bring your teammates into the play, and then you do it all again. So right here, chat, from a micro perspective, and I'm talking from I appreciate your murder mode. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you for the follow as well. So right here, chat, my question for you is, FaZe have made a clean wave, okay? They've made a clean wave. They've got 4 kills. So what information is that giving you? And what are FaZe doing really well to punish teams from that? The thing is, Murder, it's not obvious. You will be surprised with how how many people don't actually apply it or really understand it, because it's not a talked about thing. But once you explain it and you go through the systems, then you can break it down even more. But right here, chat, they've just made a clean wave. So what information should they be getting first? And then secondly, how do they play off that to maximize the advantage that they have? Okay, a busy blocking spawns. Right, good, okay. Right here, okay. So draw a line through the time. Right here, chat, okay. What is what information should they be getting from where they are right now? I'm gonna give you a clue. Him. So that's number 1. So that is the first piece of information you want, and then from a micro level, how do they play off that to maximize the advantage they have? No one's hitting a route where the first guy is, but look at the minimap here, chat. Look at the minimap. What should they be almost predicting? What is the first thing when you make a clean wave as a player and you're spawning in as a player? Let's think about it. You're spawning in as a player. What is the first bit of information you want to predict? You're predicting. We're predicting here, chat. I'm giving you a clue. What do we want to predict here? That's it. Good. How do we figure out, most importantly, how do you figure out where the pressure's coming from? What is the underarching macro? How do you make it easy for you to figure out where the pressure's coming from? Look at number 3. Look at number 3 and look at number 1. It's simple. No, keep it simple. Even more simpler than that. This has to be the foundation that underpins a lot of your decision making. Where they spawn. You're predicting where they spawn, and you're predicting where they spawn because of the pressure 7's got on the map based on this system here, right? And once you know where they're spawning, you then have an idea of what routes they're going to be taking, and you fill and you refill based on that to then play the guarantee of the next wave or use the free life if needed. So yes, right here, if Simp really, really wanted to, he has the timing to repinch and use his free life. While 6 repinches his, picks up his bad timing, and 5 plays the well routes, because look at the time on the clock. You want to anticipate and predict that enemies could potentially take that route if they spawn here to then do that, right? Which they did in this situation. The way, and to answer the second point, is the way you then punish teams is you let the game come to you. You predict and you anticipate what routes enemies are going to take relative to the time. This is what we call situational awareness. Situational awareness. They spawn boat. If you push rock, they spawn it. Yes. Yes, Gridlock. Yes. Now, situational awareness is understanding like what it is. Like, what situation are you in? You are then trying to predict what the enemies could potentially do based on, number 1, the time on the clock. Number 2, the spawns you're potentially giving them. And then number 3, the information you're getting. If this is the first wave of P2, there is a good chance based on where I'm spawning them that enemies are going to try and play to flip. Right? This is the prediction aspect. Once you're then trying to predict what enemies are going to do, you're using process of elimination by playing and picking up these lanes to then figure out what they're actually doing to then shift based around that. So, right here, chat, Simp has 2 options. He could either use his free life if he wanted, or he could sit here, play his guarantee while getting information through secret here to get the first kill of the next wave, and then it's a 4v3. And then the same exact process that they used to get P2, you then play to trade and take fights together. Right? Easy enough. Easy enough. So right here, they're looking for 2. So they don't have a clean wave. The wave is not clean here, hence why he doesn't take his free life. If this was a 3 down, or potentially a 4 down, Simp is repinching that instantly. I promise you. So now they're looking for 2 players, and they're just playing info. So look how well they play it here. Wow. Now look at 8 reading the pressure here, chat. This is what I keep on saying. Look at 8 reading the pressure. He's like, yo, there's 1 person in front at the very least. Look at how they're going to help him, because that's like the most important kill in the moment. That's where you get your efficiency in the kills you make. Yeah, sure, maybe 7's in a hybrid spot where you can turn around and then pick this up, but they're denying the quickest route possible to the hill because they're the kills that are the most efficient, because you have the ability to cut from time anyway. You can then pick up lanes like this and this from the time. So basically, you want to prioritize playing from time and the kills from the time to then turn around and cut wherever you think they're coming from. Look at 7. Now he can cut from time. Like, he dies, but, you know, it doesn't matter. Wow. If they don't team nade, Faze get the entire 20 seconds. But you understand where I'm coming from, right? If there's no team nade, number 3 is dead. I genuinely believe number 3 is dead. And then 5 is reinforcing 8. They're refilling through time. And they're just taking the fights based on what kills are the most efficient. And efficient meaning the quickest kills to the time. No worries, Capoon. Appreciate it, brother. I know I'm repeating it, but repetition is key when it comes to learning. I'm going to keep on repeating these things. Alright, let's see how they rotate. Oh my god, is he going to get the second? Bloody hell, imagine he got the second. Okay, let's see how they play this rotation. Alright. So right here, chat. So right here, this is a question for you guys. Why in this situation are they not playing a high line on this P3 row? Why are they not playing a super high line on this P3 rotation, chat. And I'm going to give you a clue. But then, yeah, so right here, chat, the way you play your rotations, yes, that's what I wanted. Good, good, good. Good answers, both of yous. Look at the situation they're in, playing this rotation. And this is about understanding when you want to play a high line on rotation versus when not to play a high line on rotation. When you have any sort of progression on old, you can afford to play a high line. You can use that progression to re-hit old or play aggressive cutting up high lanes, right? You don't want to give up space in situations where you already have the map aggression. In this situation, they don't have the numbers on rotation. They're looking for one, nor do they have the progression on old. They don't have anyone challenging old, right? Hence why they don't play a high line. Now, they're looking for this one player. He's the most important kill on the map at the moment. So you'll see them try and look for him to deny him. But then look at how they play this after, right? So they're looking for him. And the reason why they're looking for him, chat, is because they're tracking names. So they know he's missing. They're looking for him. He's the most important kill on the rotation. There is 2 seconds left, right? So let's look at the minimap here. Look how they're clearing. BZ's locked. Right. So chat, why are they then just not banging out here? What is the difference between, let's say, them playing it like this versus why they're not just instantly, like, why is Draza not instantly taking these childs here? And why is Six not instantly doing it? Yes, good answer. So chat, when you don't have progression on a rotation, you don't have the ability to play a high line. When you are rotating, it is very important you play your life in rotation based on the progression that you have and based on the numbers that you have. When you don't have numbers, you need to play safe and you need to play hybrid spots that can either guarantee you a kill or you're in tradable positions. Right here, they're playing tight. They're playing tight because they had to value the most important kill on rotation, which is this guy, because he can break their setup and he can block, which will force him to spawn here, right? But also the fact that once they don't have numbers, they don't have the timings to get space. For my newer viewers in the chat, timings means like how much space on the map if you had to run forward, if you had to sprint continuously forward based on where you are, how much space can you get without either getting caught sprinting or dying, right? So right here, they don't have the ability to get more map control. They don't have the timings to do so, because if they tried to run forward, you're going to die from him and you're going to die from him. So what they're doing is this is called respecting the map control and respecting the space that Carolina have, playing that wave together, and then they'll push through. And that stems from understanding from the wave before that we don't have progression or rotation for new. How you play a rotation will then set up the step 2, the following play. Okay, we don't have map control. We can't play for map control because we don't have progression or we don't have kills. Fine, we're forced to play tight. Once we make kills, then we can trade out. So right here, now a BZ is going to activate if he wants to. And of course he is. It's a BZ. A BZ the bailout. So 5 is should read the spawn at the back. Okay, so 5 should read the spawn at the back. So 5 needs to read that someone has spawned here. You will never get this spawn unless there's someone like on this side of the map. That's why you'll get that spawn. So what Draws should have done, if Draws spawned like here, then you know Carolina have no map aggression. So let's see how they played it here. I mean, Cell reads it, to be fair. Okay, let's see how they play this. 29 seconds left, 28 seconds. BZ's just finessing. Look how they're refilling towards time. Keep the game stupid simple. When you've got numbers, just play towards time. Just take fights together. Alright, 14 seconds left. Look at them playing ahead. Good job from Cell. Now they're playing tight. Okay, so they're playing tight here. Same again, chat. Same again on rotation. If you don't have map aggression or you don't have space, you can't play a high line. You're forced to play tight because that's your best opportunity and best advantage to trade that rotation, because you don't have the timings or the space to then do something, and then you can go out. You play tight in the understanding you don't have space or progression, and then once you make the kills, then you go forward. So chat, from a micro perspective, why is it important you play tight for this hill? What can, from a gunfight and a positioning perspective, what can that allow you to do for that wave? So give me more micro. Give me it as though you're playing. So good. Trades aside, that's a good answer. But I want you guys to think about it as though you're actually fucking playing. Like, you're okay. They have to slide in and rip you off guard headies. Yes. Based on the positions you are in, right? If Six banged out, he's in a spot where he's basically in a one and done. We call it like a one and done spot. A one and done spot is a position where you can get your first kill guaranteed, but you're getting traded instantly. There's no finesse ability. There's no ability to finesse. It's very hard to get a two-piece because the way people clear it. If he did that, he's getting one and getting traded, and now it's a 3 versus 3, right? And then they're sliding in, pre-firing, whatever. But right here, from a micro perspective, he's on a godheady, getting info here. 6 is in the play if it's contested to help either side. 5 is going to help when necessary to then slide Chal off this and camera this guy, or take a slide outer and camera whoever's coming here. And then 5 is watching P2 pinch. So from a micro perspective, playing tight when you don't have the timings to push out and get space gives you the best chance to win that gunfight, to give you an overwhelmingly high percentage chance of winning that gunfight, and then it brings your teammates into the play because you have the ability to use head glitches, slide cancel camera people, use your stun, use your nades, all these sort of things. That's why you want to play tight, because it gives you the best chance to trade. If that's making sense. So yeah, so you're letting them chal you, but you're almost in a position where you can chal them if you want, but they have to come to you, and then they have to use anticipation and process of elimination to clear so many different angles. And if they guess wrong, it's a free kill. So essentially what this is doing is, instead of going into a 1v2 here, it's now a 2 versus 2. This is how letting the game come to you. Because letting the game come to you doesn't mean you just sit and iron. You're in a position where you can then, from a micro perspective, camera. I'm going to camera this. I'm going to slide child this. I'm going to wait. When I get specific information and I know who's where and they're weak, then I'm going to chow. It doesn't mean you just sit there and let them slide on you. No, you can play with confidence. Once you get them weak and he's saying, hey, yo, they're weak, to chow them. Oh, he's like, yo, he's weak. Okay, bet I'm a chow. You see how the macro affects how you position and how you take the fights? There's like a positive feedback loop. The more you understand where you need to be on the map and what you need to do, the better you're gonna be in game, because it's naturally giving you an advantage. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how they connect together. Like, so look at Abizi right here, challenging, gets that kill, and now look at how they chill together. You know what I mean? Now he's gonna come back. You see what, chat? You see what I'm saying? By understanding how to put yourself in advantageous positions meaning you get a higher percentage chance of winning a gunfight, winning a trade, putting them in AIDS situations. Stuff like this happens. It's free kills. Abizi's 11-3. The guy is 11-3 because he's playing with confidence. He's letting the game come to him, but he's playing with confidence, taking the chow, and because they're positioned to give them the advantage in that situation. Hey, what's good, Leap? How you doing, brother? Then, from a positional aspect, they can take Charles bit off that. Because now look at how Cell's playing it. He's taking the Chal. He's getting him weak. This guy's going to hesitate to slide out on Chal. But then it's a free kill for Abe and a free kill for Draz, because now they have crossfires. Macro affects the micro, which then affects the macro. You know what I'm saying? So Cell got that first kill on Tej. He gets traded instantly, but look, Look at 5 in a position to trade him. 6 is going to be in a position because now Tej is tweaking. This guy doesn't know what to do. He's got 2 places to look. You know what I'm saying? Okay, he kills Draws because he cameras him, ironing. But Simp's in a position where he slide cancels, takes the right hand chow, trades him, and 6 is there to team shot anyway. So the macro affects the micro. When you put yourself in advantageous situations, you can then put yourself in advantageous positions to then win the trades or win the fights. There's a reason why certain spots on a hill are so important you want to control. Pros are really, really good at getting into good positions to make you work for a kill. It's how you keep it simple and then how you use that. So right here, 7 has a free life. It's fine. 7 had a free life. He doesn't trade. Maybe they don't double scam like that, but now for me, in my perfect world, this is just my opinion. I don't mind giving them the lobby spawn. I would rather bump this way, deny the ramp spawn, keep giving them that lobby spawn as long as we're blocking here. Maybe if you push out further, you give them that fence spawn and let them hit mid again. Personally. But I also get like bumping out mid. Either or is fine. I don't really, it's nitpicking. Okay, 27 seconds. All right, 20 seconds here. They're playing for open control. Yeah, okay, I've got a question for you guys here. Right, chat. What do Faze do good here? Let's watch this, chat. What do Faze do good here? So what is Draws doing good? There's 2 things that I really liked, okay? There's one thing that I really liked that he did, and there's one thing that I really liked that them 2 did. Waited for the whole team to be ready, apply pressure to 2 entry points, Draws slides in first to bait, coordinate a chow. Zantai, yes, good answers, boys. So right here, 2 things that I liked. Is number 1, 20 seconds left. They're not going to give up 20 seconds. They spawned here. Instead of doing this, which I've seen people do in ranked, and it pisses me the fuck off, you get this spawn for a reason, right? They're using that spawn and they're double challenging. They're hive minding. This is what we call hive mind. They hive minding this, they're taking a 2 versus 1, right? So now what they're in is, let's go back. Let's go back here, right? Okay. They're in a 3 versus 3, right? They're going to be in a 4 versus 3 by the time this guy spawns up here. Based on their positioning, yeah, okay, right? Now, they've just made 1 kill. They've taken a 2 versus 1. They're in a 2 versus 3. But look at how Draws is playing it. Look at how he's playing it. He is waiting for them to activate. This is what we call activating the play. Instead of him sliding first, he's waiting for these guys to activate to then slide and then throw his life away. When these guys activate first, there's a timing for him to do what he needs to do. It works both ways. To be quite honest with you, it works both ways. But the reason why I like activating from middle first is because they're forced to watch it. And then that's how you can then fight. And then you can spawn close, as you then see after that. Now they're in a 2 versus 1 and they're taking the child together. Makes that kill, you spawn close. So that is why, when it comes to breaking a hill, I prefer whichever the furthest lane is, activates first, to then open up a timing for the quickest route possible. Because if you make the close kills, you're just going to spawn close anyway. You're going to literally spawn close anyway if you make the right kills in this setup. Okay, chat. So right here, Right here, chat, okay? You saw that they had P4 control. Why did they not come off spawn and do this? Why did they not come and do this off spawn? What is the reason behind that? So right here, okay? Why is number 8 not just doing this? What is the reason? Take the time into consideration, but also take this into consideration. Why are they not doing that? They could be top windows already. No, they can't be top windows already because your spawn will tell you if they're top windows. If they were top windows, you ain't spawning here. You'll be spawning like slightly deeper. They have no map control on the right side of the map. Good. Yes, Unique. Yes, good. Good. This is pro players right here. This is team play. We have progression. We have it's not that they need power positions, Anti. Right here, they have progression. They have a teammate who already has P4 control. So they're going to use it to then get power positions or kills or flip if needed. They don't have to flip. If they don't want to, they could keep them there for 30 seconds if they wanted. But they're using the progression to play for this power spot. This lane, refilling this lane when you have P4 control is very, very important, chat. Now, chat, the reason why this is important is if they don't have P4 control and they'll spawn slightly deeper because they don't have P4 control, then they'll start taking routes. The first guy will take a route, second guy might take a route. Because now they understand, right, the enemies have P4, the enemies most likely will have open control, or the timings for open control, so we need to split the map on them and spread the D, right? But right here, because they have progression, because they've made kills, because they're 7 seconds, they have the timing to bump out draws if needed to play for open control, or hell, bumping out P2, play for open control, and play soft here, to then play hard here, and get in this triangle, and get them spawning here, right? So, use it, be understanding, and this is for you guys in ranked, understand, yes, when you guys are in ranked, and you guys are getting cut off spawn, understand the progression you have, understand the spawns it's given the enemies because of that progression, and use that progression to get yourself in advantageous positions to win the next gunfight. The reason why you guys are getting fucking blended off spawn is you guys are getting the spawn that's telling you to do a certain thing. Y'all are fucking yourself over with timings and getting cut by someone pre-aiming there and wondering like, oh, he's already there. No fucking shit. He's already there because your progression is forcing him there already. When your progression is forcing him there already, he's already in the power spot. You're fighting someone in the power spot. So use that progression and put yourself in an advantage instead of the other team. So look at 7 and 8. This is chat. For my regulars in the chat, what is the first guy doing? What is the first guy doing? Hey, how you doing, Brighty? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How are you doing? Brighty, this is a question for you. Draz is the first guy in the flow. He is the first guy in this conveyor belt, right? What is the first guy doing here? Taking a route. Pushing for spawns. So he's taking a route to play for spawns. Why is he doing that? But why? But why is it the first guy's responsibility? So yes, good answers, Anti and Unique. Yeah, he's playing for spawns. He's playing to block and counter block. Well, I don't know where they're going to be spawning with 6 there. Maybe fucking probably like back here or some shit, right? No, they'll spawn here when P1's up. If he's fast enough, if he gets to lobby, I wonder where they spawn. Yeah, so the answer I was looking for is like, you guys are right. They're trying to get spawns for new. They're trying to counter block, whatever, right? But the reason why he's doing it is because his timing is going to be the best. His timing is going to be the best in most cases. That's why he's doing it. 8 and 7 are doing a really good job of aping and hive minding to take fights together for these power positions. They're filling in open to control these power positions for then 6 to play soft here if needed. Oh man, if he got that kill, they'll start spawning well, I'm pretty sure. Kind of, yes, it's an entry kill, yeah. But by being the first guy to take the longest route, it gives you the best chance in doing so. Alright, right here. What are they doing here now? What are they doing here, chat? What are they doing here? What are they doing here, chat? What is so good about what FaZe have done here? What are they doing? 5 and 8 take space, so it's less about 5. So I like where 5 is playing. 5 is in a hybrid spot to help in every direction. But remember the first P1. From a game plan perspective, what are FaZe doing? What are FaZe doing from a game plan perspective? Come on, I mentioned this in the first P1, guys. This is easy. What are they doing on one side? What are they doing on the other? Yes, good. Yes, good. So, playing hard on one side, playing soft on the other, forcing a funnel, and 8 has the ability to use his free life if he wants. The rest are going to pick up lanes based on that. Very good. Yeah, playing the wave. No, good. Good answers, Anti. Playing the wave. They're playing the wave by playing hard on one side, soft on the other. General rule of thumb. There you go. Refilling open. It doesn't work in this case because good route from Carolina, but like you get the idea. Okay. Now this one's a hard one, chat. Right. So right here, chat. Why is Abizi not just doing this? We've established for P1, right? You want to try and control open because you have the hybrid spots to watch every lane, right? Now, chat, explain to me the difference in this situation why he's decided to do this instead of this. What's the situation? What, like, from a situational perspective, like, why is he doing that? Put yourself in Abizi's shoes. Why is he doing that? And this is such a heads-up play. Okay, expand. Okay, good. Good answer. To get info where the pressure's coming from. Good, but there's a reason why he can get info here. He can do this and get info at 26 seconds. But there's a reason why he does this instead of doing that. Why? Think. What do you see Carolina have? Remember, this is situational awareness. He's a sub. Okay, that's yes. But more importantly than that, what is the situation? What is the situation on your screen? What's good, Chris? 5 died and someone could have taken a route. That's good. Yes, good. Chris is right. So right here, Abizi knows, first of all, 5 has died here, so they have this potentially this side of the map. He knows 3 could be there, 3 could be pushing up. 3 is in an advantageous position to kill Abizi. 3 is in a guarantee. 3 is going to get a guaranteed kill. So what he's doing is now the first guy is he's taking a route. When it comes to breaking a hill, you're trying to minimize how useful they are. You're trying to understand where they are softest on their setup. Carolina right now are softest on this side of the map. And Abizi recognizes this, right? Because they've just made kills and the last guy's here. So he is taking a timing, predicting them to be the softest through closed, taking a route to make them useless to then break the time. He wouldn't have taken it if 8 was dead. If 8 was dead, he probably doesn't take that route. If 8 is going to stay alive here. Are you saying, wait, actually, right here, if 8 was dead, are you talking about this position, like right here? So yeah, so he's tweaking about 4. Well, he sees 4s in time, right? He knows 4. He's getting shot from 4 in time. He would have still taken that route because that's where Carolina are the softest. That's why. and I look how they're filling in, and I look at the routes they're taking. It's when you're playing, and you guys in ranked, I want you to do the same thing, is you're having a picture in your head. The information you are having in the moment is going to tell you what routes you need to take. Abizi's taking this route because he recognizes, right, one guy's in the time, one guy's open, potentially running forward. So his best chance is wherever they're softest to take that child with a sub. And then they'll play time, and then they'll keep them spawning out based on whatever they are, probably boat, whatever, and then they'll shift where necessary. And then 6 is like, nope, I'm coming back. How AIDS, chat, how AIDS does this look? Tell me, pretend you're Dylan Rex. Oh, look, I've got a free fucking kill. Bro, how AIDS does this look? You're getting stunned. Yo, I stunned 2 people. Bro! Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking smash my monitor watching this shit. I am pissed for fucking Dylan Rex. That is teamwork. That is aping. That is hive mind. Bro, he then recognizes, right, I'm coming the fuck back because the pressure's coming here because I'm getting the call out. Pro players are so good at the highest level with using their stuns and using their nades. This has actually pissed me off. The fact that he stunned him, child, slid back, baited for MC to get a free kill. This has actually pissed me off. This has pissed me off. I'm blacklisting him for this. And then they take the same fights together. Like, this is Abizi understanding what route he needs to take, having the option to take a certain route because of the situation he was in, then adapting in the moment because of the information he's got, then coming back round for where the pressure's coming from, stunning him, baiting, sliding back, setting up cell, getting a free 2 kill. Then they're trading out because now they're keeping it stupid simple and playing for trades, and now they're spawning them out. And now I'm pissed and I want to fucking smash my monitor. No, I'm praising him. I'm hate watching and I'm praising him at the same time because that's pissed me off as well. Like, he's a hard kill as it is. He's a hard kill as it is, and now you're stunning. And bro, alright, you can't tell me this hasn't pissed you off. Bro, Dylan Rex is fighting for his life. Alright, chat, sit the fuck down, right? Close your, like truly put yourself in Dylan Rex's shoes, right? I got my controller out, right? My controller's fucking here. I'm pre-aiming, bro, right? I'm like, alright, bet. Abizi's coming back. I'm gonna get a free kill. Alright, I've snapped onto Austin. I've snapped onto Simp. I've snapped onto him, right? He's one shot. He's one shot, yeah? He's one shot. He's gonna try and trade him because he's one shot. He's run away. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's run away, bro. So this has pissed me off first, right? That's fucking pissed me off because that was a kill, right? And he's run away. So now I can't chase him because I'm gonna die, right? And I got the call out, yo, Abizi's coming back closed. Bet. Alright, this guy's one shot. Simp is one shot. There's no way he rechallenges me because he's thinking I'm gonna push out for him. So I'm gonna get a free kill on Abizi. I'm pre-aiming. I'm like, shit. I'm licking my fucking lips, chat. He's G-slid off this shit. Baited the fuck out of him. There's a stun from fucking Simp. Now I'm like, oh my god. Oh, yeah, yes. Simp fucking stunned him. I'm like, bro, I've got fucking epilepsy. I'm fucking tweaking, right? Abizi's one shot. Never mind, MC's fucking there as well, bro. And I've got the pistol out because I've wasted 30 bullets fucking trying to kill this guy. I am pissed. I'm fucking pissed. And then it's like, right, my teammates got the trade. Never mind, their entire fucking team's there. Like, this is pissing me off with how good it is. This isn't even an Abizi breakdown, by the way. But this is fucking pissed me off. I'm forfeiting at 15 after seeing that shit. I've lost full. Alright, chat. What do you see 6 is doing? What is 6 doing? What is 6 doing? What is 6 doing, chat? What is 6 doing, chat? What is 6 doing? What is good about what 6 has done? If you're a subscriber, fucking spam that shit. I said if you're a subscriber. So don't you fucking give me that answer. I want my subs to give me a fucking answer. There's quite a distinct lack of subscribers in my chat. Yeah, using this free life. This is the importance of using your free life here. He's activating off the play. Right, chat. So again, to highlight the importance of a free life is the fact that he's getting involved. He's reacting off the information, and he's playing to get kills. And then once he does, they can adapt off it. He could have sat there, did nothing, made him useless. This is why, chat. Sometimes valuing your life is a detriment to the entire team. Because if you value your life, it kind of makes him irrelevant. The way you bring this guy into the play is by using your free life, activating where the pressure's coming from, trying to help where the pressure's coming from based on the info that these guys are giving, doing what you need to. It then brings 8 into the play to watch whatever he's needed to. This is a good example of a BZ using his free life. And now they adapt, and now they trade. There you go. Now you bring 8 into the play by watching front. This is how you make 8 useful. And then from that, same again, you refill where is necessary. And same thing as the previous P2. You know exactly where they spawn, and you have an idea of where they're going to be coming from, and you fill the lanes based on that. Easy enough, chat. Now look at them reading the pressure. Look at 6 again. What is 6 doing, chat? What is 6 doing? What's good, Crypto? So right here, chat, 6 is using his free life again. Now look at where 6 is going to spawn. There you go. He's going to spawn next to the hill anyway. Give his teammates specific info. Be in a position to be annoying. He's going to spawn up close and refill where necessary. Again, this is free life, and this is bump, refill, block. They refill through time where the pressure is coming from, and then they're blocking. Easy enough, chat. Look at 6 again. Now, chat. Actually, no. No. Not here. Alright, let's see how they play this. Okay. They need to break. 2 things, guys. What is the spawn telling you? What is the spawn telling you? And what is the first guy doing? What is the spawn telling you in this situation? And what is the first guy doing when it comes to breaking? Alright, good. Okay, so now you know at least where 1 player is. That's 1. You now know at least where a 2nd player is. And now you know at least where 3 people are based on 1 spawn. You know where 3 people are based on 1 spawn. That is why information is king. That is why what your spawn tells you is going to tell you exactly where people are. That's why people say I hack in rank, because I know where you are based on my spawn. I have a general idea based on the situation, right? And the first guy is taking that route, playing for him. Good try, setting up the play. Okay. Interesting streak. Yep, good answers, Crypto. Yep. Hey, what's good, TD? I'm good. How are you, brother? How are you? Okay. Good job from Carolina. Very good job from Carolina here. Doing good. Same again, chat. Look at how they're playing it. Make sure you rotate first. This is risky. Yep, good. He's giving it up at least. You see how they play in the P4 rotation the same again? If they don't already establish progression or kills, they're going to play tight for that wave. and then you can push out. Same thing again. Draza, instead of... You saw he hesitated and he tried to push out. He was thinking about pushing out. He realizes, right, I'm not going to do that. We don't have progression. One of my teammates is dead. It's now a 3 versus 3. I'm just going to stack towards time. He's going to refill mid. 6 is going to push through. 6 should call out there's someone mid. Good try. Okay, let me see this. Hold on. Okay, pushing through. Right, he's watching the pinch. That's fine. He spawns Lambos, which tells you, okay, there's someone our side mid. Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Okay, let's see how they break it from lobby here. So, spawning here is different to spawning here. No map progression, someone's bumped out this way. The more you bump out this way, the deeper you'll spawn this way. Okay. That's why micro bumping is so important, chat. Let's see how they break this. Nice. Okay. Chat, what was good about the way FaZe broke this? So let's look at this again. Look at the entire clip. What was good about the way FaZe broke it, and what was similar between this break and the previous one? Okay, good. But so give me an answer from a macro perspective, and give me an answer from a micro. So from a macro, from a game plan, or from a situational perspective, what did they do good? From a macro perspective, or from like a strategy perspective. What did they do? So let's talk about the macro first, right? Underpin the concept with the macro. What did they stagger Charles from 2 entries? So what did they do before even setting up the charm? What did they do before setting up the charm? Right here. What are they doing before they set up the charm? That's not the answer I'm looking for. So they refilling it. They're refilling this last. Okay, hive mentality. That's good. So they're hiving, which is good. But what are these guys doing? Chris, good answer. But okay, I'm gonna write that down. That's a good answer. So yeah, they're trading. But what have them guys done first off spawn? Come on, guys. Yes, trusting the flow. They trust the flow here. They're taking the routes first based on where they're spawning, right? Now, from a micro perspective, okay, what are they doing good here? What was similar from the first P4 compared to now? What is similar from how they take the fights here? Forcing them to spawn deep. Good. Now this is efficiency. You take the longest route, which forces them to spawn deep, which gives you time to trade out the hill. But what are they doing first? Where are they sliding first? What are they sliding first? That they did the first time round. Look at it. Look at 7. Look at 7. Look at 7 from a micro. Mid. Yes. They're playing from mid first. They're sliding through mid first to bait, to keep him honest, to keep this guy tweaking, to open up that split second timing for 6 to chow. Because T is so worried that Simp is pushing through, because Simp is sliding and baiting. So the way Simp is not hard challenging, guys. Chris is not hard challenging. He's sliding to put pressure on the map, to make it as though they're gonna hit, right? So T just tweaking. So Gwyn is tweaking, right? Gwyn is like, yo, they're challenging close. So Tej then has to look at it. But then that opens up the micro timing, that split second decision for 6, or that split second opening for 6 to then slide through. So Simp doesn't commit to the chow. He fakes it as though he's committing to the chow, but then 6 is challenging off that. Look at it, look at it. And because he has to quickly tweak about it, again, obviously Abizi should have killed him, he then fights behind him. And because he commits that way, he doesn't commit That way, it gives them the best chance of breaking, which then he then turns around to focus on this. Draws is challenging. This guy's challenging. This is a good break. Good try. And when it comes to playing for P4 chat, right? When you're trading out, when you're going 1-for-1, you always want to make sure your first person or your second person, at least your first person at the very least, is challenging inner. And based on how the kills are going, the second or third person can play outer. Why is that? Why do you want to take Charles inner first from both sides, from a flow perspective, and then outer after? Why is that? Any ideas? So from a micro perspective, any ideas why you want to take inner Charles first? Good, yes, easier to camera inner, very good. Funnels them through one side, good. But think about it, so put yourself in, let's say you put yourself in, let's say you put yourself in Sal's shoes, right? Let's say Sal is taking inner Charles. If you're the enemy team, right? If you're the enemy team coming from both sides, what is the first lane that people are going to pick up when they're trying to play trades in the hill? What is like the third guy and the fourth guy? What is like the easiest lane that they could pick up when it comes to trade in the hill? Like what is the lane that everyone is naturally going to have eyes on straight off spawn? So if I'm Lambos, right? What lane am I going to be looking at? What lane will I have info? What is exposed first from both sides? Yeah, outer. Yes, good. So when you're running through chat, same thing in ranked, is when you're running through, you guys will notice if you try and take the outer Charles first, there's always somebody ironing it. There's always someone pre-aiming it, right? Now, the way you can minimize and the way you can neutralize the guy pre-aiming outer is by forcing inner Charles. Because when you force inner Charles, you make one person useless on both sides. You can then camera and pop glitch, so slide and then pop glitch this to then take fights here. And then once you have inner on both sides, then you can take outer Charles. And then this guy is tweaking about pre-aiming close, and then it's a free kill. So when it comes to trading chat, the lanes that you chow first have an impact on the trade battles. When you take certain lanes first, you can make certain players useless by predicting what lanes they're going to be picking up. When you make certain players useless, you can then take your numbers in a different lane and take your numbers to take 2v1s, whatever, and then you're isolating gunfights. That's how you isolate people in fights. You realize, okay, what are you going to be looking at? How can I make you useless? Take the fight, go on from there. So look at this, they're taking inner Charles. Look at Carolina. And once you take inner Charles, then you can take outer Charles. Look at Abizi. Abizi's looking outer because he's like, right, someone's going to take an outer Charles. Then you can take inner Charles. And once you take this first, then outer can Charles. You want the guys, Lambos, looking at you inner. You want them line of sight, like literally hard aiming for you inner, because it gives you the ability to slide cancel, camera, and take the fight, Lambos. Good rotation, though, from Carolina. So chat. Right, chat. What is the difference between, from FaZe's perspective, why are they playing to control this and not playing to do this? Two reasons. Hint. This guy and this guy. What is the reasoning for that? Good. So 5 has progression. Spawns is a good answer. I like that. That's a good answer. So you take the spawn that you're given. But what else? So think about. Yes, Chris. Good. Fucking good answer, mate. Yes. You're thinking like a pro player now. You're thinking about the wave before. What info do they have the wave before? This guy has scrap time. which means you guys don't have progression, which means when you don't have progression, you have to clear these lanes, which means there's a higher chance of you dying, not being in a favorable position, not having a high percentage gunfight, and not being able to trade. When you have progression, you use it to get space, you use it to get map control, because that then dictates and determines where they're spawning, and then you're also in a position where you're making people useless, and you have the ability to trade the most efficient kills in the moment. So right here, this is how you make people useless. Yeah, sure, he has a kill on Simp, but look at the map control they have. This is what the best teams do. They use the progression, make you useless, and now, even though he's got the kill, Gwyn has to run to you. So yes, no, your teammate needs to stop challenging the guy old, unless you have already someone open like this. You don't want to challenge old. You want to make him irrelevant and go round. Look at how irrelevant number 2 is, and look at the space these guys have. Number 2 is so out of the play, right? He's made a kill on 7, which is +1 on the KD, but like he's out to dry. There's no support for Dylan for number 1 here, and 6 is now in a good position where he has to go into like funnel points, into choke points. So he's made the kill, they know where he is, they're going to make him useless, and now the world is against him because he has to world star people to like even do anything. Exactly, yeah. What's good, Swag? How you doing, brother? I mean, the guy's a talent. He's bailed himself out here, right? But it shouldn't take a bailout for this to happen. Right? He should be dead. In all seriousness, Gwyn is fucking unreal. But he should be dead. He should be dead. He shouldn't get a kill here. This is a bailout. This is what we call a bailout. What should Gwyn be doing here? What should Gwyn be doing here, chat? What do I always preach? Yeah, but that's Call of Duty. It's at the end of the day, it's Call of Duty. Like, you can gun your way out of problems. You can gun your way out of a situation just from talent alone. It doesn't mean you necessarily made the right play. If you win a gunfight, it doesn't mean you've made the right play. So like right here, I like the fact that Gwyn is trying to clear his timing, but after a couple seconds, use your free life, push, play hard, get that. Yes, P did get that info early, because then he can shift, he can react off it, he can do something from it. But like the fact is, when you stay alive too long, it's very contradictory, right? You might think staying alive does a lot for the team, but it's all dependent on where and when you stay alive. So right here, when they've got a clean wave, it's fine for him to stay alive and clear this angle, clear his bad timings. After a couple of seconds, though, he needs to get active and get specific information immediately. So then it sets up Dill to do something, sets up him to do something, and sets up him to activate off it. Right? Yes, Liquid. This would be a situation where we call it a good death. So look at Abizi on P2 using his free life. That's a good death, because then they know where the pressure is and everyone else turns around to look for it. This right here would be a good death. So Gwyn needs to play to die for him to then refill, and he's going to spawn close anyway based on where these guys are. Worst case P2 if they push through. And then FaZe do a good job of waiting for each other and breaking. Yeah, Dylan, I feel really bad for Dylan, because he's in a situation where it feels like everything he's doing, even though he's making right decisions, he's just getting 1v2'd. He's getting stunned, he's getting isolated, he's getting 1v2'd. I just feel really bad for him. He's in a blend. What? How's he there? Hold on, how's he there, chat? See, that's so to your point, and this is why we're doing this. The biggest thing for an SMG, I wouldn't. It's not movement. It's not mechanics. Like they're really really important. Don't get me wrong. But truly, it is understanding when you can put pressure on the map and when you need to slow down. Pacing is the biggest thing for an SMG. Understanding what SMG routes you need to take, understanding your timings, understanding when you need to push, and as an SMG, putting yourself in a position to give yourself the highest percentage chance of winning a gunfight. That is the biggest thing for subs. Take Charles together, take fights together, take fights together, take fights. Nice, Quinn. That's what I like to see, baby. Take fights together, yes. I'd rather you take fights together, yes. That's what I want to see. I mean, that was maybe an overheat. Oh, wait. You guys can't hear this shit? Wait, you guys taking the fucking piss? Alright, here we go. My bad, chat. Right, I'm gonna shut the fuck up so you guys can listen to this.
Trying to help you, Zero. Keep your side door when you get time. Let me know when you get time.
Side door, reach out me, bro. So,
so weak. They can be back. Let me teach. Side door, guys.
Alright, come to you guys, bro.
They can be in the back. They can be in the back. D back.
Playing side door, don't worry about side door.
In the back. I'm seeing. D back. Side door. I'm seeing. You're in the back.
I have lobby. Let's just play in the back. I have lobby. Yo, one's well. There's one well of me.
See you guys. I'm seeing one shot.
Yo, two well, do it one side door. That's
I'm one shot. So
Side door. Side door, telling me one shot.
one on the bed.
Listen to me, this
Side door there.
That's one in front.
In the back. Weak side door. Easy. In the back, Johnson. In the back, Johnson. Nice. Breathe weak. In the back. Backside time.
Side door, first time, I think. He's back Lambo now. Back Lambo side door.
Lambo weak. Lambo one shot.
We need to fight this.
Yeah. Can't see him on time. I got naded. On time.
Side door. Close side door. One shot. Close right.
Shoot, 3-0. All good. We can do this, bro.
Yeah.
One's going through bottom mid, I think, or close quick.
We have to back. Yeah.
I'm trying to get towards him. I'm getting on new. Might be at close plat or something.
Could be plat, bro. Could be.
I'm cutting you.
I'm in office. He could be plat, bro. No roof.
Yeah, I feel bad for Dylan. This is a situation where Dylan is, you can quite clearly see he's in a blend. And I've been in this situation myself where it feels like every decision he's making is wrong. You start hesitating, you start overthinking, you start tunneling on just trying to win a gunfight. And the more you focus on trying to win a gunfight, the less you get in flow and the less you actually win your gunfights because you're trying so hard. It's a paradox. The more and the harder you think about doing something, the less it happens up to a certain point. And I genuinely feel like just watching him, because he's had so many, like even the situation where he's got 3 people weak and he's getting baited and switched and all that shit, right? Or getting shot in the back a million times. He's just like, the flow isn't there. It looks like he could be overthinking. He's playing tense. He's not playing loose. The thing with playing the mid cuts here. Actually, they should be. I think they should be here. Yeah, they should. I think they should. So right here they should, because of what their spawn is telling them, and they could play it together. Gas. Tell him to take a deep breath, and give him gas. Let's go, Dylan. Or take a deep breath, or like do the thinking for him. Yo, go here, go there, do this, do that. So on our New York team, we would have a system where if you noticed that your teammates like is in a blend or they aren't coming out, you would do the thinking for them, and Paco was really good at this. Paco would communicate, do the thinking for them, gas them up, and say, right, go do this, go do this, go do that. Because all it takes is when you're in, did you invent the freeze? Yeah, we did. Yeah, I did. So what was I saying? So when you're in a position where you recognize your teammates in a blend, if you do the thinking for him, all it takes is like literally 2 or 3 kills for him to get back in flow. The reason why you're not in flow is because you don't have that internal game clock of like, I've killed you here, I know where you're spawning. You're always like chasing the game, if that makes sense. And so the best way that I've noticed from players over the years to get back in flow is your teammates do the thinking for you, and you basically just play to get kills. And once you get kills, then you're back into it. You're comfortable. You're not missing. Blah 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 blah. You're loose. So freezing is basically when we make a pick, like it's a 4v3. Nobody do anything. Nobody fucking scam, because my fucking god, during that year. And it's the same this year, boys. It's the same fucking thing this year with LAG. And it was the same fucking thing with New York in 2023. Is we would have really good breakoffs. Our strats would be so fucking good where we would get numbers. In 2023, we were like the 3rd highest team at First Bloods. And on this year, we were the 4th highest team. The 3rd highest for most of the year for S&D First Bloods. We would be so fucking awful with man advantage situations. Like, what do we do with it? This year on LAG, we have the highest round loss percentages with man advantage, and that comes from like hesitating, not knowing what to do, being proactive with the information, being confident in calls. And so what we did was freeze. You want to play your 4v3s like it's a 4v4. Crim6 taught me this. Play your 4v3s like it's a 4v4. As though, because even though you get 1 kill, the map is not going to be completely open unless they're like banging something, right? The map's not going to be completely fucking open. Timings aren't going to be, for more often, they're not completely fucking open unless like you already have that info, right? So freeze, play info, stay alive for at least 5 seconds, then do something.
Room for air here for Carolina. 244 to 185. Gwyn provides another double though. That clears some space out for Carolina to get the early time here at 3.
Just gotta take care of a beat.
Honestly, I am such a big fan of Slasher. The fact that this guy has played at the top for like fucking 12 years is so typical. I am such a big fan of Slasher. I will admit it.
Flasher will drop up top. Put some pressure onto the player.
Alright, chat. What is 7 doing?
As there is no more high ground control for
What is 7 doing? What is 7 doing right here?
towards 10 over well. Now the pinch is on the way.
So 7 has basically just won him the game. 7 has won him the game, but what has he just done here? Look at it, look at it. What has 7 just done here by winning him the game? Drawing attention, cutting support. He's the first guy who's taking the route. And again, this is why if your first guy is the one to take a route, you get in situations like this where they tweak. He has to watch multiple things. You're getting free kills. This is the importance of taking your routes when you're breaking a hill. Situational awareness. Look at, because of him doing that, they break in.